From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Friday morning. Today is going to be another beautiful day on tap. It's going to feel even more summer-like as opposed to yesterday, but we're already tracking some of the wind gusts that we could have for tomorrow, 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. We're going with the first alert weather day in the Kittitas Valley. Some of those peak wind gusts could be up around 55 to 60 miles per hour. Trust me, we'll have a lot more to say about that coming up later in the show. But for right now, we're taking a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart. Looks like if there are clouds up in the sky, they're very thin clouds, and we're going to have more sunshine a little bit later today. Right now, temperatures in the 40s for lower elevations. Looks like we even have some 50s, 50 for Lexington, 51 for Walla Walla, 30s and 40s for the higher terrain. So I don't think anyone's going to run into any frost for this morning. Here's your day planner for today for lower elevations. Getting into the mid-70s as soon as lunchtime. We'll be up into the 80s at the peak of daytime heating. So very summer-like for today. Much cooler into this weekend with the storm system that's going to do a myriad of things to our weather, including those very strong wind gusts throughout this weekend. I'll touch on all these points coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, a man dies in police custody just moments after being arrested. We have what officers say happened.
And if you often travel between Yakima and Pasco, there is now a new way to do so. We have all the details on the newly added route.
And later, a surprise visitor floats into a local high school parking lot. Why a hot air balloon had students looking up in awe. Those stories and more right here on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jade Elliott. It is Friday, May 2nd. We've made it to the end of the week.
We did. It is Friday.
I know.
We have a lot of news to get to this morning.
We sure do, yeah. And we want to begin in Kennewick this morning, where police there are saying an investigation is underway after a man died while in police custody.
Now, the incident occurred yesterday when officers responded to reports of a 45-year-old man walking in the middle of the road just after 10 a.m. The man, now identified as Carlos Rodriguez, was walking near Canal Drive and Crosswinds Boulevard. After officers determined Rodriguez was not committing any violations, they left, but they were called back shortly after. Now, during the second call, officers learned he had a warrant out for his arrest.
Rodriguez was taken into custody without incident. Officers say he then became unresponsive while handcuffed in the back of a patrol car. Kennewick police suspected that Rodriguez was intoxicated and they administered Narcan. An ambulance was called to the scene, but Rodriguez did pass away there. His family has been notified, but the exact cause of death has not yet been disclosed.
Now, they're known for cross-examinations and closing arguments, but now Washington lawyers are being asked to take on a new role as ambassador. It's all part of the Rule of Law Ambassador program, and the idea is to equip lawyers with the tools they need to go into their communities, answer tough questions, and explain what the rule of law really means.
It's important for the system to work that everyone understand it. It's a complicated process, and getting out and so hopefully helping people not be scared of the system and have an understanding of how it works. It helps everybody.
Lawyers across the state are holding a special public oath ceremony reaffirming their promise to protect the people and the U.S. and state constitutions.
And the latest development in a escalating conflict between the sheriff and county commissioners, Franklin County Sheriff Jim Raymond announced just yesterday that he had received a civil lawsuit notification from the Fraternal Order of Police. Now, this lawsuit comes after weeks of tension following county commissioners' attempt to establish a Bureau of Corrections, which would be separate from the sheriff's authority. It's a move that Sheriff Raymond calls unconstitutional and unlawful. Sheriff Raymond, who was elected to serve until December of 2026, said he was never consulted about the establishment of a Bureau of Corrections and would have objected had he been included in the decisions. The Franklin County Prosecutor's Office will handle the civil lawsuit, and Sheriff Raymond will have legal representation to speak on his behalf. The sheriff indicated that he expects similar actions from other labor groups soon.
Now, after celebrating two back-to-back record-breaking years, the Tri-Cities Airport's quarterly stats are now out. So from January to March, over 115,000 people boarded a flight at PSC. Now, this is a 12% increase over their first quarter in 2024. Airport Director Buck Taft says this is a fantastic start to the year, adding that the uptick has a lot to do with people choosing to fly locally.
I'm never going to tell you I'm planning for 12% growth to continue. But I think realistically, as we head into the busy season, I think if we're going to start seeing 6% growth. So last year we had the second Phoenix flight, which we didn't have at this time last year. So that'll start balancing out. Then as we get into October, that's where Alaska started LAX. So, I think we're going to see significant growth.
Taft also says due to the demand, many airliners have returned to flying the larger 737 airplanes instead of those smaller ones. He tells us construction projects are also continuing on at a very healthy pace.
Well, staying on the ground, if you're looking to travel between Yakima and Pasco, there's a new way to do so. Bel Air's Central Washington Airporter has added a Grapevine Connector bus route. There's 3 daily round trips between Pasco and Walla Walla. From Tuesdays to Fridays, you can also catch 2 daily round trips that connect Walla Walla, Pasco, and Yakima. However, you will need a prepaid reservation for travel between Pasco and Yakima. And the cities of Pasco, Kennewick, Richland, West Richland, and both Franklin and Benton counties are taking a stand on a controversial issue. At a recent city council meeting, Pasco leaders voted to support a regional resolution called the Protection and Preservation of Girls' Sports. The resolution calls for limiting participation in girls' sports, school sports, to athletes assigned female at birth, effectively barring transgender girls from competing. Now, Pasco's mayor says that the city supports the resolution in an effort to maintain fairness in youth athletics.
Very critical. I've had folks ask, well, that's kind of out of your lane. Really, that's a school district issue. But the reality is safety and giving our kids the best opportunity is in the city of Pasco's purview and its jurisdictions.
So the call to action is asking local legislatures to take action on helping establish a state position on whether transgender athletes should be allowed to participate in girls' sports.
Now, starting a small business is no small task, but for people in Grandview, the city is giving them a brand new space to help jumpstart their dreams.
Yeah, Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma says the city is working on helping grow small business owners while also growing its economy.
In Grandview, business is blooming. The Grandview Chamber of Commerce, elected officials, and members of the community gathered to celebrate the official opening of the Wine Country Business Center. Co-owner Kelly Adamson says this space is a big opportunity for local business owners to get their foot in the industry and to network.
A lot of homes are being built currently in Grandview. So that's bringing a lot of people to the area, and a lot of those people are working from home or are looking to start a business, or they currently have one that they're, like I said, trying to operate out of an extra bedroom in their house or maybe even their dining room table. And this gives them an option that's a professional space.
Adamson says Wine Country Business Center helps other local businesses grow by working to cut startup costs.
This opportunity is going to help people keep the costs down. So get your business started without a ton of overhead. So you're not going to have an extra bill for your internet, an extra bill for your power. You're not going to have your property taxes on your building. All those things are covered here as part of your monthly rental.
One of the amenities at the Wine Country Business Center is that people are able to receive their mail at this location. Other amenities include access to a copy machine, private cubicle space, and office space, along with access to a conference room and, of course, Wi-Fi. But use of the space does come with a membership price. If you're only looking to use the address and mailing, that's going to cost you $35 a month. A common member is $150 a month, which gets you complimentary access and a Grandview Chamber of Commerce membership. Adamson says if you're looking for the more private amenities, that's going to cost you a bit more.
Private cubicles at $350 and private offices starting at $450.
This space will also have room for broader themes, including business conferences for the community. Reporting in Grandview, Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Monique. Now, Adamson says Wine Country Business Center is also now the official home of the Grandview Chamber of Commerce.
It is 5:09 and still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Could relief be on the horizon in the ongoing U.S.-China trade battle? What China's latest move could mean for global markets and your wallet. That's coming up.
But first, our Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert weather forecast. Keep it here. Good Morning Northwest. We'll be right back.
We have some of the most scenic bicycle pathways in the region. Remember to be careful and that all the rules of the road apply to bicyclists. So stay on the right and watch out for the other guy.
Call 735-0546. Call now. They're waiting to help you.
Cinco de Mayo is coming up, and your Dust Devils are celebrating by playing as the Viñeros de Tri-City all weekend. Friday, May 2nd, Gutter Girl invites you to the ballpark for Influencer Night and a family feast. Select food and drinks for only $2.50 each. Saturday, May 3rd, Roto-Rooter invites you to cheer on the Viñeros and stick around for a fabulous post-game fireworks show. For tickets, head to the official site, DustDevilsBaseball.com. Dust Devils Baseball. It will blow you away.
As the only team of neurosurgeons in the Lower Valley, patients no longer need to travel long distances to receive the spine care they need. Patients with spinal tumors, stenosis, herniated or degenerative disc diseases, spine trauma, fractures, or spinal cord injury can be seen by an Astria neurosurgeon in Prosser, Sunnyside, or Zillah. Ask your primary care provider for a referral to one of our neurosurgeons. Astria Health, exceptional rural health care close to home.
All right, so let's begin.
Spend 2025 with Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Oh, no one else is clapping?
New Kimmel, weeknights on ABC.
We have some of the most scenic bicycle pathways in the region. Remember to be careful and that all the rules of the road apply to bicyclists. So stay on the right and watch out for the other guy.
Call 735-0546. Call now. They're waiting to help you.
What's crackin'-lackin'? I'm hosting the Time 100 Gala, a celebration of the most influential people in the world with musical performances by Ed Sheeran and Miles Smith. Don't miss it.
The Time 100 Gala, Sunday on ABC and stream next day on Hulu.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by the Manthei Group Cross Country Mortgage.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We are definitely milder as opposed to the temperatures we were seeing just yesterday morning. 30s and 40s in the Kittitas Valley, even seeing some 50s, low 50s at the base of Kittitas County in Vantage, which is more of a basin climate. Then in the Yakima Valley, temperatures spanning from 41 to 51. 41 for Sunnyside, 51 for Selah, 42 degrees in Yakima, 40s and 50s even in the Lower Columbia Basin, 41 for the Tri-Cities, 50 up towards the Hanford site, and then for the Blue Foothills, 40s and 50s as well. Even 30s, 40s, and 50s up in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. I'm thinking for all of us, it's just too warm to see any frost. Here's your coat cast for today for the Tri-Cities. Going with a light jacket for this morning. I think as soon as 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock this morning, it's going to be t-shirt weather. It'll certainly be t-shirt weather at the peak of daytime heating, as we'll be about 15-ish degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. So for today, plenty of sunshine. Can't rule out some late afternoon showers or thunderstorms in the Kittitas Valley or in the Cascades, but that's a very low end chance. And again, these highs about 15 degrees warmer than normal, so we're thinking 80s for lower elevations, 60s and 70s up in the mountains. For tonight, this is when showers and thunderstorms are going to become a lot more widespread. The winds are going to become much more of a factor at this point as well. Overnight lows down into the 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the mountains. But we'll time out some of the wind gusts, especially for tomorrow as they get even stronger. And also, I'll show you a big dip to our temperatures. So all that coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 5:14 in your national headlines this morning. The Chinese government is suggesting that the Trump administration has reached out to them to initiate trade talks. And it all comes as the impact of the trade war is setting in, with several big-name corporations revealing just how much the tariffs will cost them. And those prices are expected to be passed on to the consumer. Christian Cordero has the details.
This morning, as the trade war between the U.S. and China has stalled imports at the nation's busiest ports, the back and forth between officials is ramping up. The Chinese government suggests the Trump administration has initiated talks over President Trump's 145% tariffs, saying the United States has recently taken the initiative to discuss the trade war. Trump has repeatedly claimed China reached out to him, which Beijing denies. The talks come as major companies reveal the impact of Trump's tariffs targeting several major trading partners. General Motors predicts up to $5 billion in extra costs this year. Hershey, which imports cocoa beans, expects to lose $20 million per quarter. Apple says it could take a $900 million hit from tariffs this quarter. And McDonald's blames economic uncertainty for its biggest sales slowdown since the pandemic.
That's what we heard from McDonald's today, that it was the middle income customer that was slowing down.
Trump insists the rising prices and volatility are temporary and that his tariffs will eventually level the playing field for American businesses and bring jobs back to the U.S. His message last night to graduates at the University of Alabama:
you're the first graduating class of the golden age of America. We're in the golden age. You watch.
But John Boyd Jr., a fourth-generation farmer in Virginia, says the cost and uncertainty of doing business has forced him to adapt just to make ends meet.
He's created a national fiasco for America's farmers. He's talking out of both sides of his mouth, and there's no oversight for this president, and it's frustrating for me.
Now, online retailers like Shein and Temu will see higher prices starting today when a trade loophole is lifted. Economists have warned of higher costs for everything, with potential shortages for certain products. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. It is 5:16 on this Friday, and we're giving you that beautiful live look from our Legends Casino and Hotel Sky Camera at Richlands Columbia Point. When we come back, we'll, of course, check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth, and he'll have a look at your weekend forecast.
Save now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Watch for it in your mailbox. Get Mother's Day ready for less. Save $7 on 10-inch hanging baskets, now just $19.99. Plus stop in Saturday for our annual planting day. Stock up and save on essentials. Coke 12 packs or buy 2 get 1. 70 ounces of Dawn dish soap is just $7.99. And Bi-Mart Owner's Choice 30-roll bath tissue or 12-roll paper towels are just $19.99. Save now at Bi-Mart since 1955.
Irresistibly smooth chocolate to put the world on pause. Lindor, made to melt you by the Lindt Master Chocolatier.
It's the mother of all giveaways, where one lucky viewer wins this awesome Mother's Day collection. Check it out. Enter to win each day on the contest page at AppleValleyNewsNow.com. From Jewelry Design Center, The Flower Bar, Curve Appeal, Fiction, and AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
It's time to lose your generic weather app. Scan this QR code to download the Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app. It's the app you need from the team you trust.
The Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app, only from Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Looking for a trusted professional to guide you through your real estate endeavors? Carrie Lundgren with River Realty is ready to guide you through the process. As a lifelong Tri-Cities resident with 35 years real estate experience, she has the knowledge, dedication, and enthusiasm to make your real estate dreams come true. Whether you are buying your first home, moving up or scaling back, or looking for an investment, she has got you covered. Call Carrie today at 509-948-0580 and start making your dreams a reality.
Got a birthday coming up, celebrating a big win, or just want to gather the crew for a pizza and a good time? For decades, Hubby's Pizza has been the go-to spot for family, friends, and fun. Reserve your table and bring the whole gang. Kids, family, teammates, whoever loves great pizza and good vibes. Dig into your favorite pizza, hit up the fresh salad bar, and let the kids have a blast in the arcade. And if the party's at your place, no problem. Hubby's now delivers through Grubhub and DoorDash. A community tradition, a place to celebrate. Acquire the Hubby's habit today.
Hello there. Watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Again, Saturday is a First Alert Weather Day in the Kittitas Valley, 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. as some of those peak wind gusts could be between 55 to 60 miles per hour. Now, the strong winds are going to actually start for tonight, especially after 5 p.m. They could gust out of the north and west between 50 to 55 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, 40 to 45 miles per hour in the Bluefoot Hills of Morrow County. That would run through 5 in the morning tomorrow. And then for tomorrow during the prime time frame, 2 p.m. to 11 p.m., again, those peak wind gusts in the Kittitas Valley, 55 to 60 miles per hour, up around 50 miles per hour for the Blue Foothills of Morrow County. And then for Sunday, we're going to run it back, but thankfully the winds are going to be a little bit calmer at this point, but still could gust between 40 to 45 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley. Now let's show you the storm system that's going to bring all these windy conditions with Futurecast radar. So this is 5 p.m. this evening. Again, keep in mind we could have a few sprinkles or thunderstorms in the Kittitas Valley or the Cascades before 5 p.m., but it's really going to be in the late evening. This is 11 p.m. starting to see some of that in Kittitas and Yakima counties overnight, maybe getting some thunderstorms. Then by 5 in the morning, maybe a few sprinkles getting into the lower Columbia Basin. Looks like this band starting to get closer to the lower Columbia Basin by 8 in the morning, and then by the mid-morning still situated right. These are slow-moving bands of precip. Then into the afternoon, looks like the best chances of thunderstorms are going to shift over into the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains. And then as we head into Sunday, could be a few leftover showers for the foothills or mountains, but that's about all she wrote. Here's some of the totals, the rainfall totals we're expecting from this storm system. Not very much at all, maybe between 0.1 to 0.2 inches up in the Blues. And our forecast stays pretty dry after that. So, you know, there are areas of the foothills, especially in Walla Walla County, that need the rainfall. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to get very much. Look at what's going to happen to our high temperatures. Big time drop off from Friday to Saturday, but we warm things back up into next week. Here is the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Summer like today, substantially cooler this weekend with small shower chances Saturday, then dry and warmer again next week. In Yakima, a big cool down for this weekend, but trending warmer as we head into next week with plenty of sunshine. In Ellensburg, strong winds this weekend, especially Saturday. Finally, some calmer winds to start next week as we hold on to beautiful and sunny weather. In Hermiston, dramatically cooler with shower chances for Saturday, but our weather hits the reset button next week with more warmth and sunshine. Then for Walla Walla, showers likely for Saturday and even perhaps a few thunderstorms, maybe a leftover shower for Sunday, but the forecast looks pretty dry after that.
Thanks, Josh. 522 coming up. A movie premiere 3 years in the making. Alec Baldwin's movie Rust is finally making its way to theaters today following that tragedy that occurred during production. We have the details coming up after the break.
To keep your home cool and comfortable all summer, your air conditioner needs maintenance this spring. Vance will inspect, test, and clean your AC so it's ready for hot weather. We'll leave your AC in better condition than we found it, and you'll be happy. Call now to schedule your maintenance appointment. It's the thing to do every spring. Don't take a chance. Call Vance.
Celebrate Walla Walla is back June 19th through 21st. 3 days of world-class wine. Tour vineyards with winemakers. Expand your palate and don't miss the block party. This is Walla Walla Valley at its finest. Tickets are on sale now. Secure yours today.
All right, so let's begin.
Spend 2025 with Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Oh, no one else is clapping?
New Kimmel, weeknights on ABC.
Discover Curve Appeal in Kennewick, your personalized med spa. Experience our one-on-one services and treatments designed to make you look and feel your best. From laser hair removal or electrolysis to Botox or body contouring and laser treatments, we tailor our services to your unique needs. Our medical professionals ensure you leave feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. Ready to look and feel your best? Visit CurveAppealTC.com to schedule your consultation.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels.
Hey everyone, I'm here at Howard Amon Park, where on May 31st, Apple Valley News Now welcomes the 36th annual Tri-Cities Great Strides. It's a community walk supporting the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, and every step helps raise awareness for those living with this terrible disease. Make your Saturday meaningful by joining me in support of this vital cause. Everyone is invited. Together we can make CF stand for Cure Found. Register today at cff.org. I'll see you there.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment headlines, we're talking about an unusual Hollywood movie opening today.
Yeah, the movie Rust, of course, gained national attention before the trailer ever even premiered because of that tragic series of events that happened during production.
Now the debut at the box office is set to be unlike any other. Andrew Dimbert has the details.
Today, the Alec Baldwin movie Rust opens in theaters 3.5 years after the on-set shooting that resulted in the death of cinematographer Halyna Hutchins.
I was the one holding the gun, yeah. Okay.
Back in October 2021, the prop gun Baldwin was rehearsing with fired a live round, killing Hutchins and wounding director Joel Souza. Souza saying in a new interview, quote, "I wish I never wrote the damn movie," adding he never planned to finish the film but did so at the request of Hutchins' family, who wanted to see her work completed.
Some things in this life you can't get back, I reckon.
Rust is being shown at a limited number of theaters and on various streaming platforms. The reviews so far have been mixed, but critics have been praising Hutchins' work. USA Today calling the Western drama a gorgeously shot production, saying, however, it's easy to be rattled by the gunshots.
Arlen Rust. Heaven ain't waiting on neither one of us.
The Guardian criticizing the movie as poorly acted and overly long, but says it showcases how good Hutchins was at her job. Profits from the film will go to the Hutchins family. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Now, the film's armorer, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, is serving 18 months in prison for involuntary manslaughter for failing to secure the gun on set.
Yeah, charges against Alec Baldwin were dismissed just last year. A lot has surrounded that film.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting how it does at the box office, and again, those proceeds going for a good cause.
Yeah, I'm glad they're doing that.
Yeah. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. A surprise from the skies. A hot air balloon lands in a Pasco school parking lot. How it turned into a teachable moment for students.
Plus, we'll take a look at what events are coming to town this weekend, with some coming from galaxies far, far away. Details are coming up, but first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, President Trump's tariffs are now impacting gamers. Microsoft just announced a significant price hike for its Xbox consoles, controllers, accessories, and select games, citing market conditions and rising development costs. The Xbox Series X went up by $100. Spotify is moving fast after a court ruled against Apple. The music streaming service says it submitted a new update to its app with an external link to buy subscriptions. It came hours after a judge ruled that Apple must allow external links for payments. And finally, semi-trucks are now making deliveries between Dallas and Houston, Texas, with no one behind the wheel. Autonomous trucking firm Aurora announced the initial deliveries after years of testing. It's the first company to successfully operate a driverless truck service on public roads. If they launched driverless cement trucks first, they could really pave the way. Those are your Tech Bites.
Greg takes Prevagen for his brain, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I live in Bloomington, Illinois. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me. I've been taking Prevagen for 8 years now, and it's still helping me tremendously.
Prevagen, for your brain.
Did you know taking Xyzal at night relieves allergies while you sleep? So you wake refreshed for a more productive day. Get 24-hour continuous relief that does not fade. Be wise all, take Xyzal at night.
Oh, weeding is the worst. But now, there's Spruce. You'll see visible results in 1 hour and dead weeds in 1 day. And it's safe for use around people and pets. Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good Friday morning. Thanks for waking up with us. Joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, it's Friday. Woohoo! Looking forward to a good weekend. How's the weather looking for the weekend?
It's looking more chaotic as opposed to what we're going to have
chaotic?
today.
I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, more winds. We're going to get dramatically cooler from today to tomorrow. We'll have some shower and thunderstorm chances in the mix as well. But today is going to be very summer-like, and we'll have some beautiful weather for next week as well.
All right.
But let's go ahead and show you our 3-degree guarantee, sponsored by our friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel. Yesterday, I went with a forecast high of 81 in Pasco Tri-Cities. What do you know? Verified right at 81. So the jackpot went up to $375. So here are the stakes for today. I'm going with a toasty 87 in Pasco Tri-Cities. So if the forecast verifies between 84 to 90, can't even believe I'm saying 90, but yes, if that happens, the jackpot will go up to $400. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to AppleValleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page. You can scan the QR code that's on your screen. Okay, again, like I said, for this weekend, yes, a little chaotic, as we do have a first alert weather day, 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Saturday for the Kittitas Valley. So those peak wind gusts could be between 55 to 60 miles per hour. We'll certainly talk about that a lot more later in the show, but for right now, taking a live, beautiful look at Howard Amon Park in Richland. This view also coming courtesy of our friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel. Should be plenty of sunshine from that view a little bit later today. Right now, temperatures in the 40s and 50s for lower elevations. We're mainly in the 30s and 40s for the higher terrain, but I'm thinking for most spots, it's probably just a little bit too warm to have to break out the ice scraper or anything like that. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities. It could be t-shirt weather as soon as 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock this morning. We'll be up around 75 by lunchtime and up into the 80s at the peak of daytime heating. So for today, we'll have highs that'll be about 15 degrees warmer than normal for the second day of May. And I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's very summer-like Friday forecast. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Starting off your half hour with environment news, the U.S. Department of Energy says 2 shipments of treated tank waste from Hanford are now complete. The low-activity waste was solidified into grout and then shipped for permanent disposal at facilities in Texas and Utah. Officials say about 2,000 gallons of waste from tank SY-101 was treated to remove 99.9% of its radioactivity. The material was safely transported in a double-walled steel container approved by the Department of Transportation.
Yeah, fire has devastated the largest wooden trestle on the Mount Rainier Scenic Railroad, putting its historic railway restoration project in jeopardy. Fire crews were called just before 7 p.m. on Wednesday night to a major blaze on a 28-span bridge between Mineral and Morton. Well, by the time they arrived over an hour later, the damage was already very extensive. That bridge, rebuilt just 20 years ago and deemed structurally sound, was critical to reopening freight and passenger services to Morton. The Mount Rainier Scenic Railroad is a heritage line that provides inclusive recreational experiences for visitors. Fire officials say arson may have been the cause of this fire.
And the Department of Social and Health Services Sunnyside office is relocating. It's effective May 14th of this year from Yakima Valley Highway to 3302 Pickard Place in Sunnyside. Now, officials say this new location is centrally located just off Interstate 82 at exit 69 and is about a mile and a half away from the former location. And during the move, a DSHS mobile outreach truck will be at the Yakima Valley Highway location to ensure service continues and supports Sunnyside customers and employees.
Well, the cities of Pasco, Kennewick, Richland, West Richland, and both Franklin and Benton counties are taking a stand on a controversial issue. At a recent city council meeting, Pasco leaders voted to support a regional resolution called the Protection and Preservation of Girls Sports. So this resolution calls for limiting participation in girls' school sports to athletes assigned female at birth, effectively barring transgender girls from competing. Now, Pasco's mayor says that the city supports the resolution in an effort to maintain fairness in youth athletics.
Very critical. You know, I've had folks ask, well, that's kind of out of your lane. Really, that's a school district issue. But the reality is safety and giving our kids the best opportunity is in the city of Pasco's purview and its jurisdictions.
So the call to action is asking local legislators to take action on helping establish a state position on whether transgender athletes should be allowed to participate in girls' sports.
All right, check this out. It's a bird, it's a plane, no, it's a hot air balloon. So if you were in Pasco yesterday, you might have done a double take when a hot air balloon touched down right in the Chiawana High School parking lot. But don't worry, this wasn't an emergency landing. So the pilot says it was all just part of the plan, just a routine touchdown, and the unexpected visit even turned into a fun aviation lesson for some curious students. Police confirmed that everybody was safe, and the balloon was later moved to a nearby field to deflate. Though the company in charge says they understand why it may have looked unusual.
People who aren't aware of how balloons work often think that there's some issue when a balloon lands, but this was a pre-planned 20 minutes out where he had reached out to the school and they said it was fine and he executed it perfectly. And he steered the balloon over to the school in order to land there. So 20 minutes out, he decided, I'm going to land at this exact spot.
Cohen, who owns Seattle Ballooning, also tells us that Tri-Cityans should expect more hot air balloon touchdowns in the coming weeks. How fun.
I love it. All right, have you ever dreamed of suiting up like a Tri-City American? Well, now's your chance to literally gear up like one of the boys. For the first time ever, the Tri-City Americans are opening up their locker room and selling team-issued equipment. So we're talking everything from helmets, gloves, sticks, you name it. It could be yours. Whether you're a die-hard player, a weekend warrior, or just want to hang some cool gear in your man cave, this is your time to do it. And the best part, the stuff is top of the line. But it won't break the bank. Equipment manager Greg Angus says it's all about growing the game and giving the community a chance to feel like they're a part of the team.
I was blown away at how active the community is in the hockey world here. And it's truly a hockey town, and it's developing with the youth and the adult leagues and all that, and it's very cool to see. So it's clear that people want to be a part of the Americans, and so we wanted to give the opportunity for everyone to come down and be a part of it.
All right, you're going to head down. The sale starts today. It goes down from 3 to 6:30 p.m. inside the Americans locker room at the Toyota Center. What a cool experience for people.
That sounds so fun.
I know, I love that.
Well, talking about some more community events, we're jumping ahead to the weekend. If you're looking for something hands-on and adorable, Jostens Petting Zoo in Kennewick is the place to be. I love petting zoos.
Do you?
Yes, ever since I was a kid.
Oh, well, now's your chance. For just $8 a person, and kids 2 and under are free, you can get up close with the bunnies, the chicks, the pigs, the goats, even the alpacas.
Bring the family, the camera, and your best animal impressions this Saturday.
He's calling my name. Well, the animals will be there from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Lots of time to get your hands on these cuties. You guys want to hear my sheep impression real quick?
Oh, this ought to be good.
That's good.
That's pretty good.
That's good.
That's pretty good. All right, well, calling all Jedi, Sith, and galactic candy lovers, Star Wars Day is coming to Richland.
That's right. How Sweet It Is hosting a Star Wars celebration on May 4th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. And the best part, it's totally free.
Yeah, from 2 to 4, you can meet some of your favorite Star Wars characters. Perfect for selfies, of course, so don't forget your camera.
There will be themed activities for the kids, candy and merch for sale, and can't forget about the lightsabers, with proceeds going to Wishing Star, a nonprofit helping kids with life-threatening illnesses.
So suit up, grab your crew, and may the Force be with you this Sunday in Richland. Are we going, guys? No?
I don't think so.
Not really that big of a
Me either, but
star, but it's for a good cause.
It is for a great cause. I know, and my kids, kids would love it. That Yoda drink is cute. My kids would love this.
I should go with them. I'll take them.
You can, yes, that'd be fantastic.
That'll be fun. Okay,
I'm do it. She's in. I got a babysitter for the week, and this is great. All right, zookeepers use a homemade puppet to feed a rare baby bird, and a kangaroo a kangaroo gets loose and shuts down a southern highway. That's all coming up in today's Take a Look.
Hello there. Watch Live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Yeah, the NBA playoffs are here.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health Spine Center. Visit prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
Saddle up for the Saddles and Spirits fundraiser, May 3rd from 4 to 9 p.m. at Fiction Restaurant. Enjoy a pig roast, Whistle Pig rye tasting, and live music by Fat Fox. Tickets include barbecue and supports Trot.
rich, indulgent chocolate with a luscious caramel filling. Discover Ghirardelli Caramel Squares in a bag and a bar. Makes life a bite better.
At US Cellular, you can get the amazing new iPhone 16 on us, plus $300 off any iPad, like iPad Air.
That is a great deal. And now an unprompted song to express my excitement.
Just know both devices have Apple Intelligence with Genmoji to express yourself.
iPhone 16 stuns. iPad Air waits in the glow. Sweet.
We should start a band.
Yeah.
Get iPhone 16 on us. No trade-in or plan requirements, plus $300 off any iPad. US Cellular, built for us.
Welcome to the Flower Bar, where every bouquet tells your unique story. Our talented designers craft personalized masterpieces from the freshest seasonal blooms, ensuring no two arrangements are ever alike. Whether you're building your own creation or choosing from our designer collections, we'll bring your floral vision to life. Visit our new location in Richland and discover a truly bespoke flower experience. Start your floral journey at the Flower Bar on theparkway.com.
Seattle-born stand-up comedian and impressionist Adam Ray, live at Legends Casino, Friday, July 11th. Known best for his Netflix special, Adam Ray is Dr. Phil Unleashed, as well as his popular YouTube channel.
If you don't know what Citizens app is, it's an app you can put on your phone that notifies you of all the danger that's lurking. That sounds like fun. Yeah, there's a lot of people cooking for Cocoa Puffs right outside your door.
Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and Legends Gift Shop. Don't miss Adam Ray, live on July 11th at Legends Casino in Toppenish.
Kelsey Grammer, adored by millions, but beneath his success, battling alcohol, cocaine, and an unbearable family memory.
It's remarkable that I survived some of that.
The murder of his beloved younger sister. The Diane Sawyer interview. GMA this morning.
Sunday, Idols Live coast to coast with mentor Miranda Lambert as we celebrate the iconic women of music.
You're a superstar.
Then Monday, your top 7 are revealed.
More of that.
Idol Live Sunday and Monday on ABC.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. It's going to be just like yesterday, except it's going to be warmer. We will have little chances of showers and thunderstorms during the late afternoon in the Kittitas Valley and up in the Cascades. High is going to be around 70 up in the Cascades. They're going to be around 80 in the Kittitas Valley. Winds out of the north and west around 35 miles per hour. That's going to be a little precursor to some of the very windy conditions we'll have for tonight and especially for tomorrow. In the Yakima Valley, should be dry, lots of sunshine, highs in the mid-80s, winds out of the north and west gusting around 20 miles per hour. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, out of the south and west around 20 miles per hour. Also will end up mostly in the mid-80s. Then for the Blue Foothills, also low to mid 80s, 70s and 80s, even for the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Plenty of sunshine, winds gusting out of the west, up around 40 miles per hour, some of the windiest conditions in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County. Now let's talk about the big picture, the seasonal snowfall deficits and surpluses we're tracking up in our largest basins. And you can see the basins up in the Cascades are really struggling, especially the upper Yakima Basin. We're almost 50% below where we should be for this time of the year. That number is pretty concerning. Thankfully in the Blues, those numbers looking a little bit better, but we will continue to track those numbers in the Cascades with vested interest as we head into fire season.
All right, 544, check this out. We're looking at a bald eagle who got a second chance right here in Washington State.
Also, a unique technique of caring for critically endangered animals while minimizing human contact. One that involves creative thinking, artistry, and a little TLC.
Jeremy Roth explains all of that in today's Take a Look at This.
Watch zookeepers go to great and creative lengths to prevent a wild animal from getting used to their domesticated surroundings. The bird on the right is a rare baby king vulture, the first born at the Bronx Zoo since the 1990s. The bird on the left is no bird at all. It's an ornate hand puppet, handcrafted by the zoo's art department and worn by zookeepers to feed the hatchling in order to prevent it from imprinting on humans. It's a unique technique that's been used for decades by zoos when dealing with critically endangered species such as vultures and condors to ensure a healthy rearing of the fragile birds while keeping them as wild and undomesticated as possible. Another not necessarily rare but certainly majestic bird graduated from domesticated care after being rehabilitated at Washington's Progressive Animal Welfare Society. The nonprofit says this bald eagle was brought to them in February, wounded and anemic, and was since nursed back to health by their wildlife team and successfully released. It didn't waste time spreading its wings and even appeared to find a new friend, or possibly lunch. Finally, take a look at an animal from down under, taking a stroll on a highway down south. This kangaroo got loose on I-85 South in Alabama, forcing a temporary shutdown of the roadway after reportedly causing a crash. Thankfully, no injuries were reported, according to law enforcement, and they say the highway hopper was eventually captured and the lanes reopened. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
I loved every single one of those stories.
Yeah, we were just cackling up here. And Josh, you're from Alabama. You ever see anything like that?
No, but that's, if you must know, that's I-85 from Auburn to Montgomery.
You probably traveled it often, didn't you?
I went a little bit faster than the kangaroo, that's for sure.
Okay. But you said they're not native to that area?
No.
Too funny.
Can we circle back to
the eagle?
To the hand puppet?
Oh. Yeah, what did you call it, Josh?
I said it was wholesome, but like a little unsettling.
Yeah. If you didn't know what was going on from it, you wouldn't realize that that was a hand puppet to start.
Yeah, I thought it was like a robot.
Yeah. It was very different.
EBGBs,
cool.
for sure.
It was very different.
Very
and,
cool.
Yeah, and then that eagle, the way that bald eagle was
that's
just
how I walked around my
hopping
sweatpants, yeah.
I love it. Oh, that was great. Okay, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. We have your morning sprint coming up. Everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning. And of course, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert will be back with your first alert forecast. It is 5:47, giving you a live look outside this morning from our Legends Casino and Hotel. Skycam there at Richland's Columbia Point.
To keep your home cool and comfortable all summer, your air conditioner needs maintenance this spring. Vance will inspect, test, and clean your AC so it's ready for hot weather. We'll leave your AC in better condition than we found it, and you'll be happy. Call now to schedule your maintenance appointment. It's the thing to do every spring. Don't take a chance. Call Vance.
All right, everybody. I know it's easy to forget things, but we don't want you to miss this new deal from US Cellular. Save big with our best price ever. Just $15 a line when you get 4 lines.
Ooh, I can save enough to buy a gift for my understanding wife.
Sorry, I'm late. Ooh, that's a great deal. I have a facial. This was fun.
Oh, come on. You have flowers?
Save big with our best price ever. Just $15 a line when you get 4 lines. US Cellular, built for us.
Welcome to the Flower Bar, where every bouquet tells your unique story. Our talented designers craft personalized masterpieces from the freshest seasonal blooms, ensuring no 2 arrangements are ever alike. Whether you're building your own creation or choosing from our designer collections, we'll bring your floral vision to life. Visit our new location in Richland and discover a truly...
Feeling overwhelmed? It's time to shed your worries, literally. At Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds, we've got the perfect shed to clear the clutter, create space, and bring peace to your life. Man cave, playhouse, done. Want something custom? We'll build it just the way you want it. And we deliver for free. Spring is here. Shed the mess, shed the stress. See dealer for special pricing. Visit Columbia Basin Building and Sheds today, 3680 West Van Giesen in West Richland.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be a beautiful day, but Saturday our weather is going to be a little bit more chaotic. 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. First Alert Weather Day, Kittitas Valley, some of those peak wind gusts between 55 to 60 miles per hour. Now, really, it's going to start tonight after 5 p.m. We'll have our first round of winds peak gusts around 50 to 55 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, 40 to 45 miles per hour in the Bluefoot Hills of Morrow County. Then for Saturday, this is going to be the main time frame. Like I said, 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Kittitas Valley, peak wind gusts 55 to 60 miles per hour. Bluefoot Hills of Morrow County, some of those peak gusts could be around 50 miles per hour. Then for Sunday, we'll have another round of winds. Thankfully, this round isn't going to be as strong as the previous 2 rounds. Now let's show you the storm system that all these winds are going to be associated with. This is Futurecast radar. This is 5 p.m. Keep in mind we could have a few sprinkles in the Kittitas Valley or the Cascades before 5 p.m. But really this is going to start to ramp up into the late evening, 11 p.m. starting to get into Kittitas and Yakima counties. This is going to be a slow moving round as it marches off towards the east. So 2 in the morning, maybe some thunderstorms at this point in the valleys. You can see that band just kind of slowly but surely making its way towards the east. 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., that's when it could impact the lower Columbia Basin. Then as we head into the afternoon, that's when some more showers of thunderstorms could start to generate in the Blue Foothills or the Blue Mountains. Then into Sunday, mostly dry, could have a few leftover showers for the mountains or foothills, but that is about it. Here's some of the rainfall totals we're expecting from this system. Not very much at all, folks. Maybe between 0.1 to 0.2 for the foothills or mountains. And again, that's all she wrote. So our forecast is going to stay pretty dry after that, and our temperatures really going to be all over the place. Taking a big hit from this cold front Friday into Saturday will be about 20 degrees cooler, but then starting to trend warmer again as we head into next week. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Summer like today, substantially cooler this weekend with small shower chances Saturday, then dry and warmer again next week. For Yakima, a big cool down for this weekend, but trending warmer as we head into next week with plenty of sunshine. In Ellensburg, strong winds this weekend, especially Saturday, thus the first alert weather day. Finally, some calmer winds to start next week as we hold on to beautiful and sunny weather. Then for Hermiston, dramatically cooler with shower chances for Saturday, but our weather hits the reset button next week with more warmth and sunshine. Then for Walla Walla, showers likely for Saturday and perhaps even a few thunderstorms, maybe a leftover shower for Sunday, but the forecast looks pretty dry after that.
Now, the morning sprint.
5:52, time for your morning sprint. The top 5 local things you need to know this morning. We start in Kennewick, where police are investigating after a man died in their custody. Officers first contacted 45-year-old Carlos Rodriguez walking in the road, but left when they found that no violations were being made. They then returned later to arrest him on a warrant. Well, Rodriguez became unresponsive while handcuffed in the patrol car. They believed he might have been on narcotics, so they gave him Narcan, but he did pass away at the scene.
The Tri-Cities Airport quarterly stats are out, and it's another record-breaking year so far. From January to March, over 115,000 people boarded a flight at PSC. Now, this is a 12% increase over their first quarter last year. Airport Director Buck Taft says the uptick has a lot to do with people choosing to fly local.
And if you're looking to travel between Yakima and Pasco, there's a new way to do that. Bel Air's Central Washington Airporter has added a Grape Line Connector bus route with 3 daily round trips between Pasco and Walla Walla. From Tuesdays to Fridays, you can also catch 2 daily round trips connectors from Walla Walla, Pasco, and Yakima. You will need prepaid reservations to travel between Pasco and Yakima.
And if you saw a hot air balloon landing at Chiawana High School yesterday, no, it was not an emergency. The pilot says it was just a routine landing that happened to surprise a few onlookers. The visit turned into an impromptu aviation lesson for some lucky students, and officials say everyone was safe and the balloon was later deflated nearby.
And there are a lot of events as we head into the weekend, including one at How Sweet It Is in Richland. Get ready for a galaxy of fun at their free Star Wars Day celebration on May 4th. It runs from 11 to 6 with character meet and greets from 2 to 4. There'll be themed activities, merch, lightsabers. Sales all benefit the Wishing Star Foundation.
Turning now to your national headlines this morning, President Trump signed an executive order that aims to cut money to NPR and PBS. This would end federal funding for National Public Radio and the public broadcasting system. The CPB has a budget of more than $500 million to fund public radio and TV. Congress specifically set it up as a private entity to protect it from government interference. And President Trump is nominating Mike Waltz to serve as U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, and that move shifts Waltz out of his role as national security advisor. This news comes after reporting that Waltz would soon be fired, which comes after he inadvertently added an Atlantic journalist to a group chat about military strikes.
5:55 in your business news this morning. If you shop online at Amazon, Temu, Shein, you might notice some higher prices. The tariff loophole is now closed for Chinese imports worth $800 or less. That's all due to executive action from President Trump last month. Shein and Temu both say they raised prices a week ago to prepare for the loophole's end. And talking sports now, Tri-City Americans are making history, all thanks to one impressive teen. Forward Max Curran is the WHL's Scholastic Player of the Year, and he's the first European player ever to win the Darrell K. Seaman Memorial Trophy. The 18-year-old from Prague didn't just lead Tri-City in scoring with 74 points in 65 games. He also aced every single class from his high school, pulling off a perfect 100% average. So this makes him the first ever AMS player to win the league's top academic honor and the first to grab a major WHL award in a decade. What a guy.
So cool.
I know. All right, 5:56 trending this morning. A 98-year-old man in Hawaii, maybe older than you, but he's also probably in better shape.
So John Hayakawa has been training with a professional racquetball player and MMA fighter for 2 years. And this all started because he was having trouble getting in and out of his car, and now he can lift weights, and the bounce in his step has returned. Look at him go.
Wait, did we say he was 98? Is that what I just read?
9'8", yes.
Wow. It's impressive.
Well, Hayakawa says instead of saving money to go to a nursing home later in life, spend it now to improve your health. Hey, that's good advice. His advice for those youngsters in their 50s and 60s, quote, get off your duff.
I love
like
it.
that to motivate you for a workout.
Seriously,
That,
yeah. Goodness. All right, 5:57. So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up at 6. What do lawyers and community ambassadors have in common? Well, a new program is putting Washington attorneys in the spotlight.
Plus, there's a new way to get from Yakima to Pasco, and we'll tell you all the details coming up in our 6 o'clock hour. And Josh, what are you tracking?
Tracking some big-time wind gusts for tomorrow. We have a first alert weather day for the Kittitas Valley. I'll show you that peak time frame coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.